Hello everyone, welcome back. And today's topic is going to be Azure Peering Services, maps. And this has nothing to do with the VNet peering and express route peering. So let's understand what it is. So Azure Peering Service streamlines your connectivity to your Microsoft Cloud services, optimizing performance and reliability. By partnering with global internet providers, internet exchange partners, and software-defined cloud interconnect providers. It ensures efficient routing for the customer accessing Microsoft service over the public internet. This service enhances the user experience, enabling business to leverage Microsoft 365, Dynamics 365, Azure, and other SaaS offering with confidence, ultimately supports productivity and operational efficiency. Internet operates through exchanging router information over the BGP peering. So let's say if this is the ISP1, this is the ISP2, this is the ISP3, and this is the Azure cloud. So they all are going to have some sort of the BGP peering between each other. So, and this is going to be the BGP where they exchange the routes, the IP routes. And this peering can be two type. One is going to be the normal peering, another one is going to be the transit peering. So transit internet peering involves financial agreement where one network pays another for routing traffic beyond its own network facilitated through BGP peering. And this is common for the smaller network needing access to the entire internet. Traditional peering, however, is a direct exchange of traffic between networks without any financial transactions. Typically, when networks have comparable traffic level and finds it mutually beneficial. Microsoft is a big player on the internet, which you can see by looking at different Azure regions, 220 plus data centers, 170 edge sites, and 165K miles of fiber. They offer services like O365, Azure, and gaming within the digital landscape. Microsoft operates primarily through the AS number 8075. It's a globally autonomous system. The company's network is extensive, boasting around 250 IPv4 routes and 70 IPv6 routes, facilitating widespread connectivity. Employing a strategy approach, Microsoft adopted a selective peering policy, carefully choosing its network partner. This strategy has been Microsoft rise to the rank of fifth globally in connecting to the Internet Exchange points, with the staggering 96 IXPs under its belt. Moreover, Microsoft imposes minimum requirement for direct IXP peering, potentially excluding smaller network from engaging directly with AS8075. Since we talked about Internet Exchange, let's discuss what it is. Internet Exchange Point IXP, you can consider that as a hub where you are going to have multiple networks connecting to each other. So this ISP-B, it is connecting to IXP. And if I consider this is a CDN provider, which is Microsoft, it is also connecting to the IXP. So from a customer point of view, the question comes, I can reach my CDN network from ISP-A, then I will hop to another ISP, and then I go to the CDN. If I take a look on this path, which one seems better to me? So obviously, as a customer, I will choose my ISP, which is connecting to the IXP, which can give us reliable services while connecting to the CDN services. So this IXP is going to play a major role here. There are two topic comes when we talk about the routing on internet domain. One is going to be the hot potato routing, that is the practice of passing traffic off to another autonomous system as quickly as possible, whereas cold potato routing will route the traffic as long as possible within its own network near to the destination before passing it off to another AS number. And that is the whole concept which is going to be the key for introducing these services to get better reliability, optimization, and the utilization. You can also go for peeringdb.com and search for ASN, which is going to be 8075. It is going to tell you wherever you see the IX, these are the internet exchange basically. So it has paired with many exchanges and it gives you more detail how it is paired, what kind of subnets are being advertised, and what is the peering speed, all those things. You can even get the location of the peering. So it gives a lot of details how the whole network is set up. As a customer, you have these three options while accessing the services on Azure. You can go for the normal internet connection, which comes from the ISP, which gives you the access to the cloud. Second, you can go for IXP. This is going to be the hub, internet hub. Through that, you get the connectivity option to cloud. And the third option is going to be the dedicated circuit to the cloud. Let's take a closer look how this IXP pairing is basically formed. So consider this area, you are going to have some sort of the L2 fabric from where the physical ports get assigned to you. And then top of that, these are going to be the AS number going to pair with the IXP. So an internet exchange point IXP is basically a layer 2 network that facilitate interconnection between your internet service provider ISPs using Border Gateway Protocol BGP to exchange the routing table. Bilateral peering is something which we were doing for quite a long time, and it's a peering between two AS providers. So for example, if this AS provider is forming a peering directly with this AS, it is going to be bilateral peering. So when the multiple ISPs are there, and if they are going to form some sort of the mesh topology, the number of BGP peering is going to be driven from this formula. And it is going to be so large, so managing this kind of the network that is not going to be efficient. And this problem can be solved when you go for the multilateral peering. That means your service provider, especially this IXP, it is going to install a route server, and all these AS basically they are going to form the BGP session to route server directly. From a customer point of view, if let's say I'm the customer and I want to connect with Microsoft Azure through IXP, this is how the whole design will look like. I'm going to have some sort of the physical connectivity to the IXP. So let's say this is a switch. And I'm going to form a BGP peering with a route server. These route server technically are going to be two for to maintain the redundancy in the network. So two sessions are here. And then there's going to be a BGP peering between this route server and Azure. And this route server, this is not going to be part of the data plane, so nothing flows through this. So it's a kind of the AS number, whatever is configured on this RS is going to be hidden. And then you are going to basically advertise your IP prefix with a special community value. That's how when this community value reaches to the Microsoft, it understands that this is coming from your the peered connection. And once this peering is established, you are going to learn Microsoft Azure routes. This is going to be the whole setup. Let's take a look what you need to do from the Azure portal and what else is needed to build this kind of the peering. So we'll click on the peering services and let's click on create a peering. You can choose something generic and let's say I want to create MS Azure peer.
and go to the configuration. Under the configuration, you need to choose a provider, and you are going to choose a provider which is going to basically provide you all these services. That should be in your local community. So since this is just the demo, let's choose any of them. Let's choose entity, and then you can mention what is going to be your primary peering location, what is going to be the secondary one, or you can choose none. Then let's create. Validation is passed. We'll hit the create button. Now my resource is ready. Let's go to the resource. And if you remember, I explained while set up all these things, you need to advertise some prefix which is going to be owned by you. So we will name it something, and this is going to be the prefix v4 and v6, whatever you want to use. And this is going to be the prefix key, and the prefix key, it basically comes from your provider. So when you talk to your IXP for setting up this, you have to register the prefix and the ASN number. That's how they are going to give you the prefix key. And that's how the validation happens. So this prefix key is must and should be provided by your service provider. Since this is demo, I'm going to cancel it. Now, matrix. When you do this, or let's go back to the old internet way of connecting to the cloud. You can do some sort of the performance monitoring by installing the third-party tool. But here, if you go for this kind of setup, Azure is giving you the way to track your metrics. So here you can see if I choose this, you can go what is the prefix latency, round trip time, and all those things. Those can be tracked. So you have a telemetry feature available here. That is not it. The most of the work will be done when you connect to your IXP on their portal. You might need to set up a port, billing, and the bandwidth which you are going to avail. And that bandwidth can be basically tweaked. Maybe your requirement increases for transfer of the data, you can just tweak that bandwidth as well. So most of the work it is going to be done on your IXP side.
Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.